This is a send-off video for my 1996 GMC Sonoma, known mainly by everybody who knows I had owned it as a shitmobile, the shit Noma, or just the Noma. I'm just going to do a little overview on everything that was good with it or what's wrong with it now. The only main problem that prevents this thing from driving is a spun bearing, which is a $2,500 fix, which I bought the truck for $500. $700, I mean. And an engine swap wouldn't be worth it because the transmission is original. And normally that wouldn't be a problem unless it had 280,000 miles on it, which it does. So, overall, the front got this nice little tramp stamp. I don't know if it came with the pinstriping or if that was just what somebody else did. Minty scratch on the side, some rust here. The front end doesn't look too bad overall. See on the side, the mirror got knocked off by one of my buddies. Had Tyvek tape and JB weld holding that together. Decent tires. SLS. This side, it doesn't look too bad. More pinstriping. Minty fucking tailgate handle, which only works half the time. Nice little trailer hitch, because the receiver's all the way back here. But there's no way anybody could have done anything without taking the license plate off. This is where the trouble starts. I don't know if you can really tell how bad the rust is just by this, but it's pretty bad. Got this little dangly bit that's about to fall off right here. Rust going all the way up the side. I had a latex spray coat put on here to prevent the rusting, but by that time it was about its time to go anyways. Got this nice hole right here that squirrels have been living in. Other tire. Had this antenna that looked like a fishing rod and it was gay as hell. Well, that finishes the outside. Let's pop this thing open and see if we can start it up and give an overview of the interior. Alright, we managed to make it inside. There's many quirks that go along with this truck. You see, I have two keys just for one truck. You may ask why that is. This one's for the door, and this one's for the ignition. As I had to change out the ignition because you'd have to wiggle the thing just to get the fucker started. Minty fucking radio CD player. Nice custom little AC unit. Fucking glove box. Some old pipeline punch that got evaporated into some sort of jelly. You got a screw holding down the hazard light, because if you don't have that put on there, your hazards will just flash constantly. Nice manual little headlights. Automatic locks and power windows, despite this being a 96 and it being as cheap as it was. Can't complain. Little thing right here that was to adjust the seat, but it broke a while ago. Before I owned it, I imagine. You see the brake pad there, or brake pedal. Brakes are fucked. You could practically not even stop, even if you had 500 feet in advance. You see right there, 282,000 miles. It was about this little truck's time to go. So I guess we could try to get this thing started. I promise either the engine will blow and I'll repaint this entire driveway red with my own blood, or it'll start up for about 3 seconds, or the battery's dead because it's been sitting for so long. Let's give it a little test. Buzzer works. There goes fuel pump. Yeah, she was not liking that. Alright. Security system right there, which doesn't really work at all. Not that anybody want to steal this piece of shit. Yeah, the power mirrors didn't actually work at all. I think it was... maybe they did it one time, but for the most part it may have just been a gimmick or some shit. No electronic key fob, even though it came with one, so the person who owned it last must have either lost it or kept it because he wanted to be a dickhead. So you'd have to manually lock this thing. Left the windows down a couple times in it, so bugs and shit got in here. There's a hornet's nest in the back somewhere behind the one cargo light. So I had to take care of that with a can of hairspray and a lighter. Cut little thing right here. I don't even know how that fucking happened. The CD player, it would either eat your fucking CDs or it would just not play them at all. And when it did play them, they would always skip, either because you were on a bumpy road or just because you were on a flat road, and it didn't give a fuck. Also, the gas gauge floats, so you'd have to look at the not the tripometer, because this thing's too old for that, but you'd have to watch the miles just to make sure you wouldn't run out of gas. Many other things, including sometimes the throttle cable, I don't know what was up with it. Like, sometimes you'd have to really either give it to her, or you could barely even lean on, and this thing would go up to 30 instantly. Sometimes the oil gauge floats as well. The temp sometimes would shoot up to 260 and go all the way back down, so you didn't know if you're about to blow up or not blow up. Mirrors cracked over there. Dirty fucking floor covers. Ooh. Shit ton of pipeline punch can taps. What else? Oh yeah, the compressor's fucked, so the AC doesn't even work, and this little thing right here comes right off because that thing's cracked. So it was either set to off or max AC. I had this thing recharged. I had the AC recharged one day for free, and it was great for a day until I went to work the next day in 98-degree fucking heat. Got in here, turned it on, and I was just blasted in the face with boiling hot cock water. You Ford and Dodge boys wish you could see this shit.